And then the run is the easiest. There's different ways to rack the bike. Because of my system, I can't, on most racks, I have a water bottle here, and I can't rack my bike frontwards like this, and I can't rack it backwards because of my seat. So I have a problem. I end up just racking it with one little thing on here. So it's, that's just the way I have to do it. I've done it all different ways. In different races, I might do different ways. Most people, rack it like this, so the bar is across here. You're racking it on the bar. If it's like that, a lot of times what I'll do is have, I'll have my helmet and glasses resting here. But since mine's all cockeyed, I have it on the ground. I think it's faster on the ground anyway. When you come in, just make sure you know where your spot is. Rack your bike, and you already have your shoes off. All you got to do is pop the helmet off. And then what I do, I don't have my hat here. Let me pretend that's a hat. But basically, I just have my cap and my race number, and I think that's it. And this is the one from Smith Mountain Lake. And I'll put this on. This is all I carry. And this way you don't have to worry about safety pins or anything like that. And before the race, you put it on, make sure it's on, facing the right way and everything else. But I just grab my hat, throw my shoes on, hop on real quick, grab my hat, and I take off. Put the hat on as I'm running, pop on the race belt, like that, and I'm out of there. So you don't have to, I don't do it upside down. Not a mistake. But, so that's, 30 seconds, under a minute. Anything under a minute is great. Obviously some races are going to be different than others. Some you have to run, a ton. But that's the easiest because your feet are already out, and you just slap the shoes on, and you're gone. And again, I just usually have a small towel. This one I use to grease the bike. But that's about all I have. And I step on that, when I come out of the water, put my bike shoes on. I don't, I try to keep it as easy as possible because, race day morning, you're stressed out, you're nervous, you got a lot of things going through your head. That's why if you want to take those transition sheets, write down anything extra that you guys, might use or keep with you. Sometimes I'll take gels. My water bottles, I use all the Hammer Gel products with the Perpetuum for longer races, Hammer Gels. And then you can laminate it. So you always have that checklist. I have an old Triathlon bag, and it has, on the underside of it, it has a list of everything you need. And I always just look at it, make sure I have everything, and that's the big relief. It's, knowing you have everything, you have a checklist you can go over, is great. It's really a big stress reliever. So you just want to keep it as simple as possible. One of my trainers, she did a race, and she had a chair, she had a little bucket. We were going to get her a little Barbie makeup table and stuff. She would put her hair back and worry about pins. And...
I did have a friend who put lip gloss on in my
Yeah. You don't want to do the lip gloss. That's another thing. If you have, if it's going to be sunny, like let's say Eagle Man, make sure you get some waterproof sunscreen and put it on, in the morning well before you go out and race. You don't want to lather a lot of it on during the race. That can raise your body temperature, your core temperature a lot. So you want to make sure that you put it on before, and you have enough that you don't want to. I've seen people dupe it on; they're completely look like a ghost, and that's that's dangerous. So you don't want to do anything like that. Make sure it's waterproof. And with hot races, I use another product. Is for Hammer Gel. Is their Duralights. Like every hour, I pop in 2 of those. They're not salt tablets; they're electrolytes, and it's a balanced electrolyte level. A lot of people take salt tablets. They have no idea how many they're taking. They're overdosing on salt. Their hands get puffed up. They get caked with salt, and it's not a good way to do it. It's better to do if you read all the Hammer Gel has a lot of literature on it, and they got some great information. Really study it. And I've never, ever had a problem cramping, no matter how hot the race, how long. I did the Canadian Death Race a couple years ago, and that was 80 miles, and never had a problem. That was a run. So all that stuff works. So if we don't have any more questions, I guess we'll start practicing.
So on getting out of the wetsuit and transition, do you step out of it? I mean, you pulled it all the way
Yeah, I
down,
step out of
running
it.
off the beach. Now do you pull it down and step out of it, or sit down and pull it off?
I bought a new one this year because Columbia, they offer the 50% off, and I had an old Ironman wetsuit, and I had it for 10 years, and not one cut in it, not one gash, nothing. It was in perfect condition. But I figured it was time to get a new one. Well, it was really tight. So my first race, I'm trying to pull this thing off, and I had actually sit down, which I've never done before, and trying to pull. I think I had like a 3-minute transition getting out of it. So, you shouldn't have that problem. I just tried you just pull it down as far as you can, and then just rip that foot out. That's why if you're working with a personal trainer, you'll do a lot of single leg balance exercises. And you want to have good balance.
Zip the bottom thing.
Pardon me?
There's right around the ankle. There's at least on mine. I have a zip thing.
Yeah, most don't.
Because mine does, and I didn't, and then I ended up kind of like getting stuck. I couldn't get it over the chip, and I couldn't get over the.
If you have a zip, that's good. I mean, most of them don't. What you can, I've known people that've done it where they'll actually trim off some extra, so it's a little bit easier because I haven't had a problem, but I mean, you got big feet or big legs, and it's you can have a problem getting that off. So you can. I wouldn't recommend it, but I know people that cut the material.
Yeah.
You can try putting a little bit of glide on where you're. Yeah, you can try putting glide on. Yeah, because that won't. The glide won't. The glide won't damage the wetsuit material.
Yeah, don't use Vaseline.
Yeah,
don't use any petroleum products on it, but you can use like those spray Pam. You'll use Glide.
Yeah.
If for the wetsuit, a lot of times you do. Your armpit is one area. Your neck. You want to make sure practice in your wetsuit because just putting the band over a little bit too much, and then that thing would rupture you for a mile or more, and you're just going to be like torn up. And I've done that before. So put it around your neck, around your ankles. Some people do it around their wrists, make it a little bit easier. I know a lot of people that do that. That works. That's something. Here's the tube of Glide, and that's you just spray it everywhere. I got all kinds of crap in here. What I don't have is my Tommy chip strap. And they sell them at the races. They'll usually have them for like $5. And I'm always losing. I got about 20 of them somewhere. But it's just a neoprene ankle strap. I really recommend it because if you go to races, you don't have it. A lot of times they'll have those bands like you get at a convention, and they can really slice you up. They put them on kind of tight. So get the neoprene strap for your timing chip. It's a lot more comfortable. And you don't want to minimize everything. Don't be worried about something chafing around your ankle. So that's definitely something I would $5 just invest in something like that. So let's get going. If there's not enough bike racks, I have these shoes. When these run out, I don't think they make them anymore. Normally I use lace locks. Or is that the? That's the new too? Oh, okay. Yeah. Here's the lace lock. There's a lot of different systems that you can use. Yeah. I like the lace locks. A lot of times I have trouble. They keep loosening up. You got to keep going down. And it's no big deal, but you get irritated after a while. But you want to have something where you don't have to tie them on. Even races like Columbia, it might be really cold. And I've done Columbia where it's been so cold, your hands are shaking and you can't even tie a knot. So you want to, again, try to make it as easy as possible. Lace locks, shoes like that get in and out of really quickly. For biking shoes, that is harder than, these are designed for triathlon. So it's just one strap. That's all you got to do. That makes a big difference on the bike. So you want to try to get triathlon-specific racing shoes, and that way you're minimizing, if you're trying to put on 3 straps, you're hurried, you're not doing it right. And then a lot of times I have to readjust the tightness on the bike anyway, and because you want your foot pretty snug in there. And so, just dealing with one strap makes a huge difference because this one's already pre-done. I don't have to worry about it. So straps are better.
Can I ask you a question on the running shoes again?